Alright, so we're just about like an hour and a half away from Black Casa on JP and Care, so I kind of wanted to make this video, get this up there, and then after that we'll be good to go. But I want to talk about something that a lot of people have kind of been slacking on, or they may not know how to go about doing it, and that is going to be talents, right? I think talents is something that a lot of people tend to overlook because, you know, they're not really familiar with how it's working, they don't know what stages to farm, they don't know what talents to go for, you know, certain characters, etc. So today I'm going to go ahead and talk about talents and the best way to go ahead and farm them as a free-to-play player, because stamina is really crucial, right? We gotta kind of be smart with how we spend our stamina, whether we're, you know, doing gear, doing EXP, doing affinity, talents, whatever it may be. Stamina is not something that we have a infinite amount of, so we kind of have to be careful with that. So with that being said, if y'all are new, drop a like, hit the sub as well, and let's go ahead and talk about talents. Now, talents unfortunately are it really sucks because they are the last thing that you literally get to unlock out of everything on this page here. When it comes to your dungeon stages, talents are the last thing, which I hate a lot. I really wish they did, you know, switch this around because I would have much rather preferred that. But talents are the last thing. You do have to progress pretty far into story mode. I mean, by the time y'all are watching this, then obviously, you know, I'm pretty sure a lot of people had this unlocked and you've already started farming it. But for those who are kind of new to the game, then yeah, talents are going to be the last thing you do unlock on this entire page. But talents do increase your CC. They do play a pretty big role in how a character is working for the most part, and they do give additional stats, right? So we're going to talk about all the nodes, starting off with the red talent tree. This is going to be your attack talent. So very simple, not simple, but very similar to how Dokkan has a potential system. Is very similar like this, right? You know, you unlock certain nodes to gain additional stat increase or certain buffs on the skills and all that stuff. Very similar to how this is working in Black Clover Mobile. So when it comes to your attack talent, this is going to be your offense node, right? So anything offense related here, you are going to find in this talent tree. So the first one here is going to be an increase in magic attack plus 7%. So great for your magic attack type users. Next one over is going to be a grant 2.5% increased crit rate at the start of the wave. Stacks up to 5 times. Again, just more offense related, really good. Next one up is going to be physical attack plus 7%. So for those who are more physical attack related, such as like Blue Yami, Red Asa, then this is going to be a talent node you do want to give them. Next one over is going to be a damage dealt plus 5%. Now this one is just kind of universal and I do like this a lot. But keep in mind, when it comes to your talents, unfortunately the way that is working, you only get to have 2 active per every single one. So let me actually finish talking about these and then I'll kind of get into explaining. When it comes to this talent tree here, is a crit damage plus 10%, so really good. And then the last one is going to be a attack after granting a 10% increased damage dealt upon attacking a boss. So definitely more PvE than PvP related, but still nonetheless pretty good if you are focused on PvE units. Next up is going to be your defense talents. This is going to be anything defense related, just longevity wise and just overall really good for your tanks. So first one up is defense plus 20%. Just straight outright defense plus 20%. You cannot go wrong with that. I think that is really good. It's not too bad. Next one is going to be endurance here. Is grants a defense plus 4% and crit resistance 2% increase at the start of the wave. Stacks up to 5 times. So again, just more tank that your unit has and just allowing them to live longer, which is really good. Next up is going to be increased max HP. So for the upcoming season 2 Charmy that's going to be releasing here in just a few days, this is going to be a great note for her because she is scaling off of max HP when it comes to her healing. So this is going to be great. Max HP plus 5%. I swear to God, on JP and Kara this is 10%. I really think it is 10% on JP and Kara. I don't know why it's 5. I could be wrong and it is 5 on all versions, but unless I'm like mistaken, I want to say it's 10%. But anyways, we'll find out later on tonight. Guardian here is going to be, upon being attacked by a boss, grants a 10% fortify buff. So again, definitely more PvE related, and this is honestly really good for the brand new raid that is out. So this is not too bad, really good. This one is going to be increased crit resistance plus 10%. Okay, maybe I had it confused. Maybe that's what it was. But yeah, this is still really good as well. So if you are up against someone who does have a lot of crit, for example, Licked is a crit unit, then if you do give crit resistance, then that's less crit that they can get on you, which is going to be quite helpful. Less damage you're taking and just more longevity. And then the last one is going to be Iron Will. Grants a debuff immunity for 1 turn if HP is equal to or lower than 35%, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but still, if you are getting hit with tons of debuffs from the enemy or whatever, then this can be kind of handy. It's just you are at a HP threshold, which is something you have to keep in mind. Now the last one is going to be your support node. So again, this isn't really more longevity wise, it's kind of just playing that support for that unit. Some of it is a little bit like longevity, and then some of it is playing that support role in terms of like offense, if that makes sense. But the first one here is going to be increased damage resistance. So just again, kind of playing that defense support role, I should say, and just allowing you to take less damage by 10%, which can be really good in both PvE and PvP. Next one up is going to be Swiftness. Grants a SP +1 buff upon having less than 2 special points at the start of the turn. So again, this is really good. So if you are taking on a enemy or like a team comp that does require a lot of special points, then this is something you can put on that unit, allowing them to kind of not constantly have their ultimates, but have it a lot faster than they normally would, which is kind of crazy. Next up is going to be increased HP recovery received. So just as it states, you are going to be receiving 5% more HP than normal. So for example, if you're healing for normal, like if you're getting healed by Charm Rate, let's just say for normally like 20k, you know, you're getting an additional 5% on top of that, so you're going to get more HP recovered for that unit, which is going to be quite nice, and really good just for I wouldn't say for offense, I wouldn't necessarily put this on because you kind of want to maximize damage, but maybe for someone else like a defense, then this can be really good. So I actually do like that a lot. Resolution is going to be grants a debuff immunity for 1 turn upon resisting damage successfully. So anytime you can kind of resist damage, like I believe block, maybe that's not block, but by resisting damage, I don't know what they mean, low-key. I want to say it's block, but I could be wrong. But I mean, nonetheless, I mean, if you are able to grant a debuff immunity, which is like bleed, burn, stun, poison, then that's going to be really good actually. So for PvP, this low-key can be kind of dangerous. And then the last two is going to be increased accuracy and penetration. Again, this is more of a offense support role for sure, definitely. So just allowing you to do, you know, more accuracy, so less chance of your enemy blocking the attack. And then penetration is kind of tearing through the defense, so allowing you to do more damage, which is quite nice. And then the last one is going to be Mage's Blessing, which is my favorite one personally. This is a 20% chance to grant a reduced skill 2 cooldown by 1 turn at the start of the wave. So what this means is, if you, pretty much it just says what it means, but you have a 20% chance of, you know, your skill 2 cooldown by 1 turn. So let's just say, right, you see that your cooldown is at 1 turn. If you have this and you hit the 20% chance, then instead of waiting 1 more turn for it to be procced off, you then get it immediately. So this is really handy, and for units such as Noelle with her barrier and all, this is disgusting, absolutely disgusting. So I like this. It's really good. It's very handy for a lot of units. So yeah, I like that. Now when it comes to how talents are working, you are only able to apply 2 at a time. So as you can see here, these 2 are lit up, but then if I want to do maybe like 7% magic attack increase and then maybe crit damage plus 10%, unfortunately I cannot run these 2 together because as you can see, these 2 are not together, they're not adjacent. So you only can apply the ones, these 2 together. So you can apply ferocity and increase crit damage, but I cannot apply the magic attack and the crit damage, unfortunately. So you kind of have to take a look and see which talent nodes are going to be best for that unit. It may not be the most ideal every single time, but you know, that's kind of how talent trees are working. Now if you are thinking, oh, what if I unlock every single one? No, that is not how it's working as well. Again, you can only have 2 applied, so whichever 2 that you choose to have applied, then they will be lit up here. But if you do unlock all 6, then you do get to unlock the middle talent, which then gives you a stat increase, which I will go ahead and show you where you can get those as well. So that is how talent trees are working. Now let's go over to the talent stage. I'm pretty sure you all know where to get it by now. It's going to be your talent seed stage. And then, so if you go over to stage 15, or I believe, what is it, starting stage 11, 10? Actually, how far does it go back? Okay, so starting from stage 7 and on, where you are able to get the middle piece. So after unlocking all 6 talent nodes, you then unlock the middle one, which does give you a stone carved, and you do get to apply, you know, physical and magic attack plus 270. There are different ones, so if I keep going over, so stage 15 should have all of them, I think. Yeah, so this one is going to be accuracy plus 14 in terms of your stat, and then this one is going to be a crit damage plus 5%, and then this one is going to be attack plus magic attack 270, which is not too bad. So that is going to be attack one. When it comes to your defense, then you are able to obtain, I believe it is damage resistance plus 12 in terms of like actual stat. Next one up is going to be endurance plus 3, and then the defense plus 800, which is quite nice. Last one is going to be, let's double check here. This one is actually really important because you want to go for the speed one. So you can get a HP plus 2500, which is great. Next one up is going to be a crit resistance plus 3%, and then this one, speed plus 1. So you are literally gaining plus 1 speed, which is going to be great for Finral, Valtos, speed units later on that do drop. This is going to be so helpful and just so broken for PvP. So definitely you want to slap that on. But yeah, that's how pretty much talents are working. Now when it comes to the best stages that you want to farm, shout outs to Rox, dude. I'm so sorry if I am mispronouncing your name, But hopefully I will link their channel in the description below. But yes, he did make a guide on talents, and he did go ahead and do a little bit of experiments regarding how talents were working, and he found out that it seems that stage 15 and stage, I believe, 6 are the stages that you do want to farm as free to play. Because keep in mind, I believe that when he did it, when he was farming stage 6, you are able to obtain a total of 30. So if you do 12 runs, right, and you do the auto setting 4 times, then you are getting a total of 30 per materials for every single 12 runs. So he was able to obtain, I believe, like 29 of the small talent nodes, and then 1 of the big one, which is going to be this one. And then when it came to stage 15, he was getting the exact opposite. He was gaining 29 of these, and I believe like 1 of these. So again, it depends on which ones you need. If you do need the lower ones, which are going to be these, light green ones, then you're going to want to go ahead and farm stage 6. But if you are needing the higher rarity, then go ahead and farm stage 15. But do bear in mind that stage 15 does require a little bit more stamina, as opposed to stage 6 here only requires 11. So it is a 3 difference in stamina, but over time, as you are farming it, you are going to see that it is taking a lot more than what you probably expected. So I would go ahead and say, because a lot of people probably have not started farming talents, if I'm being honest with you. So in my opinion, go ahead and just focus on stage 14 and plus. For some reason, okay, in comparison to gears, talent stages are extremely difficult. I don't know what it is. Stage 15, even though it's 200k power level, you may think, oh, maybe it's just as easy as the gear farming stage. It's only 2000 cc higher. That is not the case. These guys actually hit tremendously hard. I don't know what it is. Like, they actually hit really, really hard, and they are pretty difficult. So better safe than sorry. Just go ahead and farm stage 6, and I think you'll be okay. But yeah, that is how talents are working. Again, shout out to Rocks on YouTube. I will link his channel in the description. But that is everything you need to know in regards to talents and how it is working, how you should go about farming it, and what each talent does, and how you can unlock the middle one. So you can use black crystals, but do not. It is a scam. Okay, you can easily farm this. You just need stamina. So yeah, use your stamina wisely, do the farming accordingly, and then after that, you'll kind of be good to go. All right. So I'll go ahead and end it there. See y'all for Black Osso summons in 2 hours, and crazy stuff. All right, peace. Alright, sorry, something I forgot to mention is that after you are doing your done with your talent farming, you can go over to Gray to go ahead and convert it. Now, if you play Grand Cross, this is very similar. You're kind of experienced to this already, but you can go ahead and convert your talent. So you do need 3 of the small ones to go and upgrade to 1 of the, I guess, yellow one, I guess. And then when it comes to downgrading, if you do want to downgrade, then you get 1, and then you get 3. So that is kind of how it's working for the most part. Actually, I think it's a 1-to-1 ratio, and then it's a 3-to-1, which actually sucks. It's a gigantic scam if you think about it. But yeah, so that is how talents are working. I forgot to mention that in this video, but hopefully it does help you. So I'll see y'all later. Take care. Peace.